Hey everyone, Jason Verdelli with Social Hub Site, and today I want to cover an extremely important topic when it comes to building your clientele using social media through the influencers in your marketplace. First thing I want you to do though is I want you to think about all the technology that was created probably in the past 20 years. Just throw it away. All the websites, the social networks, the tools, all that, just throw it away. And what do you have left? You got relationships, right? Pretty simple. I mean, it's the people that you know, like, and trust. That's what's left over. But the challenge is when you look at any type of social media, there's so many different options. You got blogging, you got social networking, you have niche opportunities out there to create viral campaigns, to create videos. Things like that. And it's all intended, again, assuming you're trying to use this for business development purposes and you're trying to really build your clientele, it's all trying to get to that end customer, right? We want that end customer to know, like, and trust us. But again, there's so many things out there. There's so many groups out there. There's so many things that we could become involved in that it becomes really challenging, not only just to think about, but also to do, just to fit in our day, to fulfill our obligations with our current clients, but also to build that clientele. So this is typically how it does work. You have yourself here, and then of course you have the clientele or the clients that you're trying to. So again, trying to go direct to the end customer can be really difficult in a lot of cases. There's a lot of obstacles in the way. I mean, your clients may not be using social media or maybe using it that often, especially maybe if you're trying to get to restaurants or a certain type of industries. It can be very difficult to grab their attention for an extended period of time. So, again, there's a lot of different factors here. But again, the important thing to understand is sometimes going direct to the end customer to build that relationship, or maybe just trying to sell them on social networks, or to just drive them to your blog where you're just trying to sell them on something, isn't always the best way to go, even if it seems like it's more direct. The one I'm going to talk about today though is, let's draw this line here as the point that right here we look at what is the common nature between a client and, of course, an influencer. Well, it's relationships and trust. Obviously, the relationship and the trust is what the influencer has directly with the end client. These are people that are already talking, that already have the relationships with the person that you're trying to get to, your targeted end client. So, and sometimes, the relationship that one influencer might have with your end client, this might be years worth of building that relationship. Maybe they're delivering a product or service and they've been doing it consistently for the past 10 years. So they've built that relationship over a period of time. Now, obviously, if you're getting directly to the end customer, so you're engaging this audience, again, this audience might be totally different than what this audience is. So you're saying, okay, just assuming this, you might say, okay, well, I'm trying to get to restaurants. Well, if this audience right here might be selling them food. They might be selling them placemats. They might be selling them napkins. I mean, it might not be selling them anything for that matter. Again, you got to think of who are they interacting with on a regular basis. Who do they have that relationship with? If you run an online business, I mean, think about the bloggers in your industry that are already writing a lot of topics. Maybe they'll review your product or service because, again, it creates content for them. So, again, the whole thing here, though, is you want to think about how do we build that relationship with the influencer. So, it can save you a lot of time. I mean, building the relationship and trust, it takes time. You might have a Skype call. You might have that phone call that, maybe you connect on LinkedIn and you do that. But, it can really, really take a lot of time, to not only get to the end client, but in your own sales cycle that, converting that client can take, maybe 3-6 months sometimes. So, what we want to essentially do is build this army of influencers around what we're doing. We want to build this army of influencers, these people that are already interacting with those end clients. Now your pie becomes absolutely huge because you're getting directly to this group of people, and you're engaging with them. You're writing content on your blog that is interesting to your influencers. May not necessarily directly interesting to your clients, but again, it might be directly to your influencers. So again, a key thing here to think about is, again, I'm not saying that create, skip totally going directly after your end client, or creating content that's not relevant to your end client. What you might want to think about doing is maybe creating a sub-strategy, maybe a separate blog, or maybe you're join a few groups on LinkedIn that focus purely on building that relationship with the influencer. So you might have a strategy that says, okay, here's what we're going to be doing with our end client. Here's all the different social media strategies that we want to put there. But here, let's create a strategy to get to that influencer, obviously, because the influencer is going to be a huge referral source over a period of time. Again, as long as you're doing the right things to engage that audience. So really today, again, I just want to cover the basic points. I'm not getting into details here. Obviously, when you get down to tactics and strategy, really depends on the industry, which again, we're going to cover in a lot more depth in future videos here. But I think it's a part of social media, seeing the success of social media is understanding the mindset behind it. Understanding, it's not, the tools are just there to facilitate the connectivity, and to get that connection quicker, faster, better. But at the end of the day, it comes down to very basic human principles. So again, this is just a concept I want you to think about. Think about how you can apply it in your own business. Again, think influencer strategy as well as client strategy. And I think you'll find over a period of time that you'll get a lot more referrals. Life will be a lot easier. You're probably going to start driving a lot more traffic to your website, getting a lot of people that are hopefully going to be following you because you're showing an inherent interest in that relationship. So hopefully this has been helpful to you. Again, think influencer strategy, and we will go from there. So until the next video, have a great rest of your day.